Honorable Ngeno.
Madam Chair, I don't know if the leader of majority is planning to be or is contesting to be I don't know if he's planning to contest to be the registrar of political parties. Or either, I don't know if he's revenging on what sometimes back, I don't know how many years ago, somebody made him leave the position he was holding. Madam Chair, the amendments he's bringing to this house, Madam Chair, are completely outrageous. And I really don't understand how a man of such a caliber, Madam Chair, protect me from...
Honorable Ngeno.
Yes.
Just speak to your point on the amendment by the leader of majority.
You know, Madam Chair, what I was saying is that the amendments which actually the leader of majority is bringing to this house, Madam Chair, are extremely outrageous and unconstitutional. These amendments are going to bring chaos in this country, Madam Chair, because you know we are doing amendments while we are approaching an election, and amendments that are going to bring problems to parties. And you know, when problems arise in parties, Madam Chair, the same problems would be transferred to the general election. When parties undergo a chaotic nomination, Madam Chair, obviously we are going to have a chaotic elections. I really think these amendments, Madam Chair, should, I don't know, maybe they will pass because of the numbers, because of the tyranny of numbers. But what I will say, Madam Chair, is that we are doing wrong to the constitution of this country.
Honorable Owino.
I thank you, Honorable Chair. At the top, there will be convergence.
You're Honorable Owino, right?
Okello. Yeah.
Yes, Honorable Okello.
MP for Nyando, for the record.
Yep.
Honorable Speaker, I'm saying that there will be convergence at the top, at the office of the President and the Deputy. If we do not have such controls where only members aligned to that coalition vote for that leader, there is the danger of intrusion by other parties in order to mess up an electoral process over coalition. And that is why this bill is very critical to us, very important, to avoid any betrayal by intruders from other quarters, and I thank you.
I go on to put the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the leader of majority. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next, we have the Honorable Kimani Ichungwah and Honorable Alice Wahome. I guess Honorable Ichungwah will go first. Now, Honorable Ichungwah, Honorable Alice Wahome, Honorable Eden Duale, Honorable Didmas Barasa, and Honorable Kathuri Murungi, and the chairperson, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, by virtue of the leader of majority's amendment going through, these amendments have fallen. They have fallen. The amendments have fallen by those honorable members. Honorable Duale.
Chair, I just need your guidance because the word "have fallen" does not make a lot of sense to me. But if you can explain to me, because my amendment to clause 22 was that the proposed new section 38C, what I was doing was I was deleting subsection 5. So if you convince me how that has been affected by the amendment of the leader of majority, I will be very happy. But convince me. I don't think my amendment has been affected. So, but if you convince me, I'm fine. You know, this amendment belongs to the people of Garissa Township. It can't just be dropped like that. It doesn't belong to me. Yeah. The people of Garissa Township need to know.
Honorable leader of, Honorable Duale, you could actually be right. Kindly just put across your amendment and we see how it relates with that of the leader of majority.
No, Chair, not how it relates. Is that you ask me to move my amendment.
Move your amendment, leader. Honorable Duale.
Yeah, that is why I am a ranking member. So it's not that I just see it has fallen. So, Chair, I beg to move that clause 22 of the bill be amended in the proposed new section 38C by deleting subsection 5. So I'm deleting subsection 5. What does this subsection 5 talks about? It provides for a requirement, Madam Chair, for the conduct of political party nominations, which includes the requirement that outlaws the participation of any other person who is not registered as a member of a political party to participate in the nomination. I had a discussion with Honorable Leader of Majority that the amendment by Honorable Munyasi, which has fallen by the wayside, the House has rejected, had two components, so I didn't know. The component of regulations where I was talking about, but I think it had something else, which I agree with the leader of majority. Here is about the capacity of the office of the registrar in managing party registers, uploading party members. But Chair, I am diligent to the provision of the Constitution. Article 38 of this Constitution, which with all the records available in this House, we will use it to go to another independent institution, talks about the political rights of every citizen, be it a member of parliament. That every citizen is free to make political choices, which include the right to form and participate in forming a political party, participate, blah, blah, until it says even to participate in a free, fair, and regular elections. And these regular elections can be party elections. So, Chair, I really ask that we must relook at this, that we cannot deny members of a political party just because of the capacity, the technical capacity of the office of the registrar of political parties, that they will not participate. And based on Article 38 of the Constitution, Chair, the choice of candidates, the choice to choose a member of parliament, the choice to choose a woman rep, a senator, a governor, and an MCA, who is subject to nomination. Who is that one hiding there talking to me? Chair, can you protect me? What's wrong with you guys? I have the floor and I'm representing the people of Garissa. What's wrong with you?
Honorable Duale.
Yeah, if they don't want to represent their people,
stay
so be it.
Focus, Honorable Duale, and address the chair.
In my community, women respect men like
Order. Order, Honorable Duale. Order.
I said in my community, I said in my community.
Honorable Duale, please continue with your amendment.
Okay,
Honorable
Chair.
Duale.
Okay, Chair, I will. Chair, I say so. This shall technically lock out many registered voters who maybe because of the technical capacity, I said for my community. So if you don't belong to my community, you can go hang yourself. Yeah, and you'll never be part of my community.
Order, Honorable Duale.
I beg to move.
What is out of order? Honorable... No.
Honorable Duale is out of order for him to say that my community, which is 100% Muslims, women respect men. Our women in Islam have rights as well, and the rights of women in Islam is the highest. So please don't insinuate that the Muslim women are subservient to men. Is unacceptable.
All right.
Both women and men are quite in order.
Order, members. Let us proceed. I propose the question, which is that clause 22 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Duale. I'll proceed to put the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Duale. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. Honorable members, for the members I had inadvertently indicated that their amendments fall, you actually proceed with them. So let's have the Honorable Kimani Ichungwah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And it is indeed true the amendment by the Leader of Majority had no relation with ours. And my amendment, Honorable Chair, on clause 22, rather I beg to move the amendment as laid out on the order paper. And the import of that amendment, Honorable Chair, I am simply seeking to delete the word as certified.
Order, members. Order. Let's hear the Honorable Ichungwah in silence.
Honorable Chair, I was saying I am simply seeking to delete the words as certified in subclause 38C2, which says that a political party that intends to conduct political party nominations under this act shall use a certified register of members for nominations, to replace that with its, for that to read that the party shall use its list, its register of members for the nominations. Again, Honorable Speaker, as in subsection 3, I seek to delete the words apply in writing to the registrar for a certified copy of the register. If you read subsection 3 again, it says that the party intending to conduct political party nominations under this act shall apply in writing to the registrar for a certified copy of the register of members, at least 21 days and all that. And therefore, I seek to delete apply in writing to the registrar for a certified copy and replace that with the word shall, and substituting the words submit to the registrar a copy of its register. In essence, it is a question of dealing with going back to the registrar when political parties are conducting political party nominations, to write to the registrar and ask for a certified copy of their registers. I'm simply giving political parties the option to use their own register that could be maintained by their own parties. If ODM or UDA or Jubilee, the Secretary Generals have a register of their members, that they do not need to ask for a certified copy from the registrar for purposes of the nomination. That does not negate the role of the registrar to collect party membership registers across all the 80 registers of political parties, but only for purposes of political party nominations, so that we don't legislate today, Honorable Chair, and tomorrow, and when we say we are legislating for prosperity, Honorable Chair, tomorrow, because if you read subsection 5 of that particular clause, it says that you shall not be able to participate in party nominations if you are not a member of a political party. Meaning the import of that, read together with subclause 2 and 3, if you are not in the certified list of members of a political party. If you protect me from the Honorable TJ, and he knows he uses his ears to listen, and they are very wide, not his mouth.
Just focus on Honorable Ichungwah. Go on.
I'll say, Honorable Chair, if you read 2, 3 together with 5, it means therefore that if you, as a member of parliament who is running for nomination, your name fails to appear in the certified list from the registrar of political parties, then you may not, or rather you shall not participate either to vote or to be voted for in the party nominations. And therefore, all I am doing in this amendment is to remove the issue of seeking certification from the registrar and allowing a party to use its own register of members. A register of members, Honorable Chair, from your own party headquarters, so that if you are enlisted as a member of a political party at your party headquarters, you may participate in party nominations. And Honorable Chair, I beg to, in fact, the Honorable KJ, Honorable Speaker, is whispering behind me. A case example is the case of Raila Odinga missing in 2007. And the same, Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, allow me to say this as I conclude, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, those who know that we have been consulting with, there are discussions that we had earlier on the question of determining whether we use the word shall or may. That is a discussion that we had off the records here, Honorable Chair. And I want to say this as I move and as I conclude. We are in January of 2022. Honorable Chair, I want these members to look at me in the eyes. And I promise you, by May of this year, some of you seated here, you will remember this day and how you have hung yourselves. I beg to move.
I propose the question, which is that clause 22 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Kimani Ichungwah. Can I proceed to put the question? Honorable Sankok.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And I don't know why people are so excited when I'm given the mic. Let me have my time. You'll have your own time.
And you focus on contributing.
Please relax.
Focus on contributing, Honorable Sankok.
And please protect
contribute
me.
to the Honorable Ichungwah's amendment.
Yes, Chair, and why I'm asking you for your protection. just when I was coming in, I almost fall down here because a Sergeant Atam snatched an envelope from me, and I think the CCTV
You're out of order, Honorable Sankok.
No, I have to say the truth. So
you're out of order, Honorable Sankok. If you're not speaking to Honorable Ichungwah's amendment, you're out of order. And I'll proceed to put the question. Which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kimani Ichungwah. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. Honorable Alice Wahome, you know that your amendment and that of Honorable Ichungwah were tied in the hip, so yours will fall. Honorable Alice.
Chair, it would only have been fair for you to ask me to contribute to Ichungwah, but I know you have put the question and I put my hand, and I appreciate that my amendment is similar to that of Ichungwah. So maybe going forward, it's important that members who have similar amendments and are likely to lose their amendment contribute. That's a
valid point, and it's noted. Let's move to the Honorable Didmas Barasa. Honorable Wanga, what is out of order?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we are in committee of the whole. Could you give some guidance with regards to how you move your amendment in committee of the whole, other than having it as making contributions in second reading? Honorable Speaker, I seek your guidance on that matter, so that we are not treated to a 10-minute presentation like we are in second reading. I beg your guidance.
Honorable members, you all know that we are not in second reading, and therefore, you make your comments as brief as they can be. So let's have the Honorable Didmas Barasa. Honorable Didmas is in the house. So unfortunately, we will have to drop his amendment. But we have the Honorable Kadhuri. Honorable Kadhuri, Murungi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to request our colleagues on the other side to be a bit patient.
Yes, actually, your amendment is actually similar to that of the Honorable Didmas.
Yes,
so you can go on.
I want to execute the amendment. Yes, thank you. So, Madam Chair, I beg to move my amendment on clause 22 by amending. I propose that we have a new section at 80C by deleting subsection 2 actually to expand on how to do the nominations, the party nominations. And I have 3 options that can have a nomination through a certified register of the members of the political party. Then we can also have political parties official register. I don't know the reason why we have party officials who are in this house, and we are not confident that they can be having a very thorough and clean register. So I am proposing that the parties, as the same way Honorable Kimani Ichungwah was proposing, the party officials, which is now the party organ, can have their own register, which can be used for nominations. And number 3, I don't know what is changing this time around, Chair, this time around, because we have been using IMBC register.
So since independence, I don't know what is special in the 2022 elections. And for sure, as many members have put it, you will see so many casualties who are in this house in the 2022 elections. So I'm proposing that also the IMBC register can be used for nominations. Since 1963, we have been amendments, and the other one, the last one is C, inserting the following subsections immediately after subsection 4. So I'm intending to have a 4A, which says that a political party that intends to conduct political party nominations using its official register under subsection 2B shall submit a copy of its official register to the registrar at least 14 days before the date of the nominations. This is simply to mean that if maybe UDA or ODM intends to do a nomination in, let's say, May 9th, they can be able to submit their register 14 days to the nomination date. So, Madam Chair, those are my amendments. And I want to get support from both this side and Azimio. They are happy today, but I'm telling you, in 2022, people will weep and gnash their teeth in 2022 August. And I want even to see those faces because some of them are already former members as we speak.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kathuri Murungi. I go on to put the question. I put the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kathuri Murungi. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it.
So it goes to the chair, move that only that 8 new clause. They move that 8F. And only moves that
New clause 38F. 38F. The chairperson, Justice and Legal Affairs, you restrict yourself to propose new clause 38F.
Madam Chair, I am aware this is not a second reading, but Part A of GRAC's amendment is spent through the amendments by leader of majority. But B remains. Our amendment Part B remains, and it remains solely because, and it is justified because the timelines provided, the timelines provided
Honorable Junet, what's happening? The chair is moving.
Honorable Duale, impeaching improper motive on the chair of JLAC, saying he is the same measure as Nyonjo. Madam Chair, can you clear that?
We are out of order, Honorable Junet. Honorable Chair, proceed, Honorable Chair. And please,
I did hear that, but
proceed, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Duale may be too young to know that I and Giorgio did not see eye to eye. We were major adversaries, and he joined the issue on me every time. But because he sees phobia, he has phobia on every person who opposes him, particularly in demeaning women.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, focus on your amendments.
Madam Chair, I was saying that the Part B, which we retain, is restricted some to timelines for publication in websites and notifications to members. So with those remarks, Madam Chair, I beg to move. But before I sit, yeah, it's just tidying up, but therefore I beg to move. But before I sit, Madam Chair, because this is the only time I have that opportunity, I want to bring to the attention of the House that, Madam Chair, you are a member of JIRAC.
You are out of order, Honorable Chair.
You are a member of JIRAC.
You have just moved your amendment.
You dissented.
You have just moved your amendment. Take your seat, Honorable Chair. I go on to propose the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Chair of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. I go on to put the question, which is that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Chairman, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I go on to put the global question, which is that clause 22 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
I propose the question, which is that clause 23 be part of the bill. Honorable Silvana Sosoro.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 23 that seeks to amend section 40 of the Principal Act be deleted. Honorable Chair, we have in this particular proposal, the bill proposes to limit the chains of litigation as far as the coalition parties dispute is concerned, that in the event there arises a dispute between the members of a coalition party, that the tribunal shall not hear and determine disputes between them. That what will take effect will be the coalition agreement between the parties. What that means is that the dominant party will dominate in its decision making against the smaller parties. But worse still is that even as in the event that they do not agree, then the very bill, the very section directs that the dispute goes directly to the High Court, unlike what happens in the political parties, that upon a dispute within the members, there is an internal mechanism, then the tribunal, then in case you need to appeal, you go now to the higher court. But as it is now in the proposed bill, is that in case of a dispute, if they do not agree within the coalition agreement, they go straight to the High Court and the appeal stops at the Court of Appeal, which ideally means the chains of litigation are limited, and this really affects the minority in the dominant, in the coalition, whereby perhaps the dominant party takes effect. So I move.
I propose the question, which is that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Osoro. And I'll proceed to put the question, which is that clause 23 be deleted as proposed by the Honorable Osoro. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. The Honorable Chair, Justice and Legal Affairs, on the same clause.